First, it was a state trooper who was exposed to fentanyl while on the job this month on Long Island. Well, now a similar thing has happened to a New York City correction officer. She was rushed to the hospital after getting exposed while sorting inmate letters in the mailroom.
It is a growing concern, and our investigative team is taking a closer look at the threat for law enforcement. 7 on Your Side's investigative reporter Dan Krauth joining us live with more. Dan.
David and Liz, here's what's happening. People are sending inmates letters on paper just like this that they're lacing with fentanyl first. Inmates rip off a portion of the paper and actually sell this small portion to other inmates where they're either chewing it or smoking this piece of paper to get high. An officer had a medical reaction while sorting through mail just like this Friday night.
This is 2 milligrams of what would be considered a lethal dose of fentanyl.
It looks like a little bit of sugar. Fentanyl is a powerful and addictive synthetic opioid. Even a small amount can be deadly. It's being laced inside many drugs and now inside letters to inmates. In just the past year, jail workers stopped everything from a child's holiday drawing to a love letter laced with the drug. The Department of Correction commissioner said during a recent hearing, it's a growing problem.
Books are for reading, not for lacing with fentanyl.
Friday night, while a correction officer was sorting mail in the Bronx, she was rushed to the hospital when her hands went numb, even though she was wearing gloves. They administered Narcan, the drug that helps reverse the side effects of an overdose.
We are exploring all available measures to keep fentanyl and other drugs out of our facilities.
The jail solution, they want all mail to be electronically scanned before entering the building, and for inmates to view that mail on tablets like this. But the chair of the city's Criminal Justice Committee isn't convinced.
We want to make sure that, one, it's accessible and affordable, and two, that we're not removing one of, I think, the most human elements, that is tangible mail that comes in from your family members.
She believes instead there should be a universal way to physically scan visitors and workers entering the building. Last year alone, 56 jail visitors were caught bringing drugs into the New York City jail system, along with 2 correction officers.
People that are entering, there is discretion as to who gets scanned and who is looked at in terms of bringing in contraband. And so if there is a universal system for scanning, we could really get to the root of the problem.
But after this weekend's exposure, the commissioner and the union representing the officers say it's one more example to move forward with the scanning process. In a statement, the Department of Correction commissioner said, "We must use all tools available to stem the flow of illegal drugs into our jails, including body scanners, increased use of our canine unit, and digitized mail to prevent similar incidents and keep staff and detainees safe." We'll see what happens with that. More than 100 facilities across the country have digitized the mail, but most inmate advocacy groups are against it. The exposed officer in this case was treated and released from the hospital.